Welcome to Robot Wars, the 6th Wars Heat 10. Only 3 more semi-finalists to find. One goes through from today's show. And as always, the house robots like Growler stand in the way. One mistake, you're hot metal scrap. We've robots with the might to push and bowl you over. Not even the arena is safe from our spinners. Oh, and bad drivers. We've loads of them. On Robot Wars, the 6th Wars.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the Master of Mayhem, Craig Charles.
It's Heat 10, and just 2 more to go before the series semi-finals, which means we're drawing dangerously close to finding a new Robot Wars UK champion. A robot whose name will go alongside Roadblock, Panic Attack, Chaos 2, and Razor. There's 8 robots who think they've got the metal for it in the pits. So shall we put them to the test? It's time to make a full metal racket. Let the wars begin.
Craig coming up, an accident waiting to happen. We'll put the boot in with St. Aggro, with Smidsy, Warhog, Growler, of course, and at the centre of it all, number 6 seeds, Dominator 2. Now, I've got a great view from up here. Watching on television, you don't really get the sense of size of some of these machines. They're actually as big as your mum's washing machine. In fact, some of them probably started life as washing machines. So let's see how they'll spin around in round 1.
From Deal in Kent, the number 6 seed, Dominator 2.
Twice series semi-finalists.
Excuse your team. Excuse us. Dominator 2.
You have completely rebuilt it.
We have. It's stronger, better and tougher than ever before.
Why? What have you done?
Basically, the titanium that's on the shell now is made of the same grade as used on Russian nuclear submarines. We were going to say it's got built-in satellite navigation, but the batteries went flat on that. But the rest of it is much, much more powerful.
What about your weapon?
The weapon, we've increased the gas size, increased the flow on the gas, bigger regulator, it looked a lot faster, a lot more power than last year.
And it's very pretty.
Has a 12mm polycarb base, 3.2mm titanium armour, nothing faster in the heat, has a powerful axe and effective streamech, but the target needs to be in front of the axe for it to be effective.
From East Hagbourne in Oxfordshire, Hydra.
Father and son team knocked out in the heats last time around.
Here's a flipper. And here's an axe. He's completely rebuilt the robot. How much power have you got on that axe?
There's about 700 pounds thrust on the ram. Lever it against 4 to 1, so it's quite a lot. 2 kilogram axe head.
So here's who you're going to be using it on. Something.
Yes.
Accident.
Yes.
And Dominator.
Well, be a bit wary of Dominator, obviously. They've got a very powerful axe, but I think if we can get in on the side of them, you know, we can stand a good chance of flipping them.
Okay.
4-wheel driven with a pneumatic flipper and sledgehammer, built for agility and attack, lightly armoured, that could be a weakness, and 13-year-old Andrew isn't the most experienced driver.
From Gislingham in Suffolk, Accident 2.
It's all in the name. That axe is mighty.
Who are you most worried about?
Dominator, definitely.
Dominator, yeah, they're the seeds.
Apart from that, not really worried.
Well, I am, because look, this does not look very thick to me, and these are super exposed. Hydra's got that axe, could get through those in no time.
If you can get close enough to me.
2-wheel drive, domed with a horizontal mounted, rotating 14 kilos axe, spinning at 1,000 RPM and capable of slicing through 4mm aluminium, but there's no streamech.
From Leicester in Leicestershire, Something.
Ah, he's back with his team. Dig! Call me Mr. Dig!
What's going on here, then?
Well, we're charging our batteries.
Yeah.
for the limited amount of electrical bits we've got in there.
Yeah.
We started in Wars 3, and when we entered Wars 3, we were low-tech then. We are positively archaic now. If you look around you, they're just like, they're so technological.
What he's saying is they're going out in the first round.
Low tech, a brainless brawler on the limits of control, an archaic reminder of the industrial age. Their description, not mine.
Roboteers, stand by.
Let's have a look at the teams. Accident 2, there's Mel Easton. Hydra with Dennis and Andrew Ledbetter. There's something, Mr. Diggs' team on the left, and Dominator 2 on the right-hand side. And in the arena for the house robots, Growler, heavy, very quick. And there alongside him, Shunt with the bulldozer blade and the axe at the back there.
3, 2, 1. Activate.
Dominator 2, the number 6 seeds, and certainly favourites here, and on the attack straight away. But their Hydra flicking Accident up into the air. It has no 3-mech, remember, and I think Accident has been immobilised right from the start, and poor old Mel Easton probably thinks so too, because he can't right. He'll need a nudge from someone very quickly. Something right in the middle of your picture is very unpredictable. There we're seeing young Andrew Ledbetter, 13-year-old, loves his fishing, at the controls of Hydra. Oh, there's the back of Mr. Dig. Don't call them eco-warriors, they say. We'll just call them scruffy warriors. There in the middle once again is something, their machine, and as we thought, Accident is about to be counted out. But it looked good. The axe was strong, but no 3-mech. No, you can't come into the arena without one of those. And we say goodbye from competition for Accident, and we're about to say goodbye to something, and he gets into trouble in there with the house robots. Poor old Mel says cheerio to competition. Something still in the CPZ. In comes Shunt with the axe right into the middle there of the something team from Leicestershire, dragging it about. Has an internal combustion engine on board there. We're seeing Dominator 2 thrust aside as well by Hydra. Good driving by young Andrew. Pushing and shoving with a 99 kilos weight Hydra. Growler awaits. Destruction on Accident 2. Accident already counted out. Don't forget, 2 robots go through to tonight's second round. So in other words, it's 2 from the remaining 3 mobilised robots. I've been impressed with Hydra. Something still in there fighting. Dominator hasn't dominated as we thought that team would. Being number 6 seeds. Hydra in and flicking Accident up and over. Something's little pickaxe still going. Now Dominator finally gets its mighty hydraulic axe working as Growler looks on. But Dominator's attack was on a beaten robot in Accident. And Something and Hydra beginning to team up on Dominator 2. And the judges will have taken note. Should this go to a judge's decision, they will mark on style, control, damage and aggression. There on the floor flipper. Oh, that's a great height from the floor flipper. Accident in pieces. Great height this. It's lifting 100 kilos, don't forget. Bits and pieces strewn all over the arena floor. And we love it. And Something is not fully mobile. And now that's a shame. For Mr. Dig, Jeff Germany, and Paul Bacon, the self-styled king of shame, because Something's about to be counted out. Quite a war going on between Hydra and Dominator 2. Meanwhile, Something's been counted out. The pit release button has been activated. It's too late for it to turn around. It wasn't fully mobile, you could see that. It was just going around in a circle. So we know then that Hydra and Dominator 2 will be going through. Ooh, Growler comes out for a nibble. Something is dragged away. Got hold of one of those spherical wheels. And Something goes down into the pit. Once again, beaten in the heats in Robot Wars. Also there, Accident 2 finally. Cease. Oh, Mr. D, do your hair. Oh, Mel. Well, perhaps not. Well done to the others. They're through.
Fantastic battle. Accident has an accident. Something's missing something. So Dominator 2 and Hydra, they go through.
trashing?
It was good to get really trashed for
Yeah.
a change, because usually I go out for silly little reasons.
You don't want a semi-trashing, do you?
No, I want a good trashing.
Excuse me, I want to go and look at the damage. With me damaged cam. Let's have a look inside here.
Oh, there's not a lot in there.
No, well, the thing is, I think that might have been your problem. If there had been more in there in the first place, you might... There's a socking great hole there. Yeah. Trash. It looks like a bin anyway, doesn't it?
It's definitely had an accident, hasn't it?
Should have got you right in. Right in, you know, the gubbins, if you don't mind me saying so.
Oh, wow.
Are you speechless?
Well, I am fairly.
Now take a look at the damage. Where's the main damage?
There is no damage.
What do you mean there is no
There is
damage?
no damage. Once again,
I've got my damaged cam.
no, we've got away unscathed, but unfortunately, the low techness of the whole machine has kind of let us down a tad. We took the fight to the techno people. We did our best,
Yeah.
but I think we're going to have to retire the old machine.
It's time to go home and start again.
It's put him back in the skip where we found him.
Something, an accident 2 go out. Hydra and Dominator 2 go through. And we want to see the next 4.
From Maidstone in Kent, Smidsy.
Smidsy stands for sorry, mate, I didn't see you.
Okay, now we've noticed something, me and my team. You got different treads on your tyres, front and rear. Was that deliberate or were they the only ones
Yes,
you could get?
there's complicated technical reasons for that,
Go on.
which
We had 2 tyres damaged last year and we had to buy new ones.
We thought that might do reason. Thanks, guys.
A 4-wheeled invertible design built to be tough. It has multi-purpose front jaws tipped with razor-sharp blades and a 12-kilo, 200-mile-an-hour rear disc.
From Goon Bell in St Agnes, St Agro.
Saints alive, look at this, and wait for the shirts.
Agro team, who are you most worried about?
Smithy.
Why?
She could take our tyres off.
They've got great experience, but then they've got a weighty spinning disc which also could take your tyres off.
Yep.
Pretty much anyone could have them.
Yeah, basically.
A double-sided, double flipper, 800-watt electric motorised, fast at 15 miles an hour, manoeuvrable, durable and strong.
From Wotton in the Isle of Wight, come and get her, Ix.
If you think you're hard enough for Ix.
This is amazing!
You've got to be well protected these days, you know.
See what you can do in your spare time with a few Coke can rings. Now you're up against Smidsy, Warhog, and them next door.
Who are they?
Those shirts.
Oh yeah, the shirts are pretty,
Yeah, the shirts scare me.
Modified slightly from the last horse, has the axe hand lifting beam, a 3-mech and a speed controller, which they say is working this time. That helps.
From Brough in East Yorkshire, Warhog.
Basically a big spinning disc on wheels.
Which ones would you be worried about, if you were worried about any of them?
I'm not sure, guys. What do you reckon? None of them. Yeah, you'll be it.
You're spinning round. Very quickly.
Very quickly.
How quickly?
Oh, about 500 RPM.
How quickly does Hypnotist spin?
Doesn't matter. We're much heavier.
Now the disc has 2 blades attached, moving via a 4-wheel drive system and an actuator which is used to lift one end to assist with steering, but it's got a very high ground clearance, I think.
Roboteers, stand by.
Let's have a look at the shirts once again. St Agro, Captain Terry Carlin, Smidsy, Captain Mick Reed. And in the other pod, Common Getrix on the left, they're Captain Ian Gear and Warhog, captained by Paul Stevenson. Growlers in the arena, 450 kilos of menacing munch, and there, shunt with a bulldozer blade.
3, 2, 1, activate.
When they see the arena floor spinner in action and the spinning machine that is Warhog, in a little bit of trouble already. Come and Getrix's axe comes down on Smidsy. Once previously reached a heat final, it was in the last Wars, Robot Wars, the 5th Wars. Have they improved again, Smidsy? Warhog again taking some punishment. We're seeing there the Come and Getrix team from behind. Now a little flip from St Agro, opening up the jaws of its flipper. Wonderful shirts, great design, the boys from Cornwall. Can they go through? Now we're seeing Come and Getrix in action once again, using the big lifter against the Arena Sidewall. Warhog! And the Arena Sidewall is literally in splinters. That was the spinner of Warhog, pressurised, that did that damage there. Come and Getrix with the big 100-kilo shove. Warhog again slams against the Arena Sidewall, so we know the destructibility of that spinning disc. And the blade, we know how heavy it is, but is it fully under control? St Agro has activated that pit release. I wonder who's going to go down. Warhog, to me, seems out of control. Oh, piggyback! Lifted up on Smithy. Where's he going to go from there? Splendid stuff. Smithy taking for a ride. Down comes Warhog once again. Warhog's totally out of control out there in the arena. Smithy doing some damage. Controls, who needs them when we've got fun like this? Come and Getrix slamming back into the CPZ. What is going on out there? Do they know? I don't know. Come on, boys, get a grip. Growler certainly will. Come and Getrix against the Arena Sidewall. Seems to have impaled itself with his axe. Growler thinks so. Is having a little bit of a nudge. Well, who's under control? Who's still alive here? I'll have to ask Craig. I have not got the faintest idea. Come and Getrix has certainly caught its own axe. Oh, it's now frayed and he's gone into the pit. No! Very nearly. Ooh, and the crowd. Dear, Warhog's almost gone in, and now finally St Agro's bitten the dust and they've gone in. Oh, dear, oh dear. Well, Warhog's still out there, I think. Smidsy's pushing it into the CPZ. Shunt's axe comes down. This is great stuff. Look at the eyes of Warhog. Come and Getrix is still there as well. Certainly Smidsy has done brilliant work for me once again. Smidsy knocked out of the heats 3 times in the past. Can they go one step further this time? Warhog's been great value, although I'm not too sure the judges will agree with me if it goes to a judge's decision against the sideboard again. I love the eyes and the tusk and the nose out there, Warhog. Did it ever really know what it was doing? Growler backs in. Warhog piggybacking again on Smidsy. Trying to take a ride through to the later stages. It's not going to work, boys. Go on, Smidsy, get rid. Wait, oh no! Smidsy would have gone in the pit there, surely by itself. Very delicate driving by the Smidsy team, Mick Reed's team there. Warhog's almost gone. Surely it's trying to piggyback its way out of the pit, but it's gone. Surely. Oh, it was brilliant. That's one of the greatest battles ever.
Yeah, our axes are damaged.
Did you like that fight? Did you like that fight? This is what we want. Warhog gets a piggyback ride to the pits. St Agro was already there, so that means Smidsy and Come and Getrix, they go through.
Oh, he looked mean before he started, but now look. These are Islanders. It was really entertaining.
That was
what
good.
was that?
This is your barrier. This is your arena barrier.
Did you do that?
Sorry about that, yes. Not very sorry, but we are sorry.
Your only real taste of victory was the little ride on the back of Smidsy's back, wasn't it? That was the closest you came. Okay. And then in the pit.
In the pit.
You must have been impressed at the others.
We was happy. We was happy.
It was good.
It was a good war.
Hello. We're slightly going off course here, but then you're used to that now, aren't you?
Yep, it's a long way from Cornwall.
It's a long way back as well. And back is where you're going.
Yep.
Yes. Now, quite early on you were out of it, really.
Yeah, right at the beginning. First flip, it failed.
What's that taught you about designing robots?
Better luck next year.
Isn't it taught you, when you're designing them, give them a good chuck around the garage and see if they still work afterwards?
I did that.
Did you?
Yeah.
So bolt the bits on tighter next time, maybe.
OK.
Oh, still recovering. St Aggro and Warhog are out of it. Smidsy and Common Gettrix go through to the second round. In a moment, Common Gettrix will fight Hydra, but first up, Dominator 2 and Smidsy.
Now, I have to say, you're not looking ready for battle.
No, we've got a few things to tweak up, I think.
Look, this is Dominator 2, naked. Woo-hoo! I love this camera, it's great fun. Are you ready?
Yeah, we're ready.
You're nowhere near ready, are you?
No.
Thanks. Somebody gives me an honest answer. Smidsy, you may be neighbours in the pits, but on the arena floor it's going to be a different matter, isn't it?
Yes.
On the arena floor, we'll be the people pushing them around, tipping them over, disking them straight into the pit.
Will you remember to put your wheel back on before you go in?
We don't need it.
No.
You don't need it. No, rubbish.
They're tearing up the war zone tonight, but can they tear up each other? Let round 2 begin.
Smidsy.
Let's have a look at the Smidsy team in that control booth. Mick Reed, Andy Pugh and Robin Bennett, the driver.
Dominator 2.
And the Dominator 2 boys, Chris Hall, Paul Tolliday and Elliot Smart.
Roboteers, stand by.
In the arena for the house robots, we have Growler and Sergeant Bash.
3, 2, 1. Activate.
Dominator 2, the Seeds, don't forget, number 6 Seeds. Smidsy have twice reached heat finals, but have been beaten on both occasions. But they are pushing Dominator 2 over the flame pit. Down comes Dominator's axe. I would say it is the more fearful weapon here, and it's got straight through there onto one of the tyres. Well, a lucky escape for Smidsy, I felt. I don't think the Dominator 2 team pressed home its advantage then. Could they have dragged Smidsy across the arena floor? Or did they not trust their own pulling power? Smidsy slamming Dominator 2 into the side wall. And for me, at this moment in time, Smidsy would be on top. Just in the Dominator 2 team in there. Smidsy in underneath Dominator 2 again. This is a splendid drive by Smidsy. Onto the angle grinder there. You can see the sparks flicking away. Oh, Dominator 2 though, using the centrifugal force of that floor spinner to good effect. Get a little bit of speed up for the attack on Smidsy. I don't know what damage it caused, and Dominator 2 under attack once again and perilously close to Growler and the CPZ. Look at those mighty jaws of Growler. Has to go back into its kennel, so to speak. And now Dominator 2 gets that axe to work. The target needs to be in front of Dominator 2 for that axe to have any effect. Smidsy in flames! Away from the flame pit. Again, Dominator 2 gets that axe in. But it was a little tentative nudge, wasn't it? Didn't want to hold on to Smidsy. Letting Smidsy get away once again. Very close this one, the Dominator 2 boys. Just see there, Chris Hall, electronics engineer by trade at the control. Dominator 2's axe comes down on Smidsy. Maybe the tactic enough blows they think will render the electronics of Smidsy immobile, I don't know. But certainly now Dominator 2 is beginning to work up a head of steam. And it's pushed Smidsy into that CPZ. Oh, Growler! Look at that, both went into the CPZ and Growler came in with a right raw ripping shunt. And Smidsy now needs to get out and get out very quickly. And it's lacking power, you can see that. Look at this. He used a skid steer system, Growler. That's why it's so quick across the arena. Bam! And Smidsy's taken the worst of that. And I think this second round has been turned on its head. I think that damage sustained by Smidsy has cut its power and pace, and Dominator 2 can now grapple. And the whole thing's changed for me. Smidsy is in trouble. And they were well on top. They backed onto the flame pit. You can see only one side seems to be working. They're on fire at the end. It'll go to the judges. Good fight.
too close to call. We're going to have to go to the judges while they make up their esteemed minds. Let's see the highlights.
Craig, no doubt for me. Smithy on top early on. In underneath Dominator, worrying, nagging, stylish and aggressive, causing damage. Down came the Dominator axe, but not with any great effect. But that's where it all turned. Into the CPZ. Good driving by Dominator 2, driving Smithy in there. And from there on, for me, Dominator was on top.
The judges have made their decision. Style, control, damage and aggression, that's what they were looking at. And they've gone for Dominator 2! I kind of thought they stole that myself.
Well, we tried hard enough. I mean, we had to keep out of the axe a bit, so maybe they decided we weren't being aggressive enough.
You look a bit disappointed.
Yeah, we thought we were going to go further this year. We really did.
I mean, you keep sort of flattering to deceive. I mean, it's a good robot. But you're out.
Yep.
We'll see you next year. And hopefully, you'll go further. Ladies and gentlemen, let's hear it. This is Smithy. You look heartbroken.
Yeah, well, I know what it feels. We've been in that position. All I can say is that there's a fantastic robot, and the armour is incredible. You took us all the way. We were really worried about the fight, and top marks to you guys, because that could have gone either way. Well done.
Although the axe is an awesome weapon, it didn't really penetrate them.
No, I mean, they got, as I say, got pretty tough armour on the top of that, and also the way they've mounted it, we were discussing in the pits, it's quite bouncy, so it actually takes some shock out of the axe. So yeah, they've got it really sus for being a tough robot to beat. Just lucky you had tyres exposed for us, really.
How far do you think you're going to go?
We're going to do our best to go all the way, but we'll enjoy doing it, yeah.
OK, well, we enjoy watching you. Ladies and
Thank
gentlemen,
you.
Dominator 2!
So Smithy say goodbye for another year. Dominator 2 go through. And next up, Hydra and Come and Get Her It.
Hydra. No problem.
No, that's hard. They're good.
Is it?
Yeah, they're very good.
We're going to be better. I'm sure of it.
If you can get it fixed in time. Come on.
Yeah, we will.
Follow me because Hydra team.
Hello there.
Hello there. How are you?
They're great.
Come and Get Her It.
It is Come and Get Her
indeed,
It.
Yeah.
Oh, great. Quite looking forward to that.
Are you? Why?
Well, I think we're pretty similar robots. You know, both got a flipper, both got an axe or a hammer, and we would prefer them to the Smithy, I think.
Oh, OK, well, that's good. What will you do to them?
Flip them over and then hammer them, and then try and chuck them out the arena.
And then that'll be the end of it. Fair and square.
Hydra.
The Hydra team then, Dennis Ledbetter and his son Andrew.
Come and Get Her It.
Have they the gall to go further? Ian Gear, Adam Rudstock and Tom Curtis Horsfall.
Roboteers, stand by.
Matilda's in the arena for the House Robots, Tuscan Tail. And Sergeant Bash for Lick of Flame.
3, 2, 1.
Getrix on the right. Hydra coming in from the left, now the top of your picture. Oh, look at that. Crunch, head to head, and the axes came down as well. Come and Getrix slightly the heavier, only 1 kilo in it. And again, speeds, they virtually match each other. Dennis and Andrew at the controls of Hydra. At the moment, Ian Gears, Come and Getrix doing the work with the axe coming down. Hydra, though, gets a side-on attack and exposes the 0.3 centimetre ground clearance of Come and Getrix. Hydra again. Down comes its axe, but it just hit the arena floor. That won't count. Once more, they turn and try and get a side-on attack. Trying to get that lifter in underneath the lifting beam. Pneumatic flipper, call it what you will. Next to the sledgehammer, and they've lifted Come and Getrix up and over once again. The Streamek of Come and Getrix used to good effect there. But Hydra comes in once again. This is a very good display and good driving by 13-year-old Andrew. Loves his badminton and his hockey and his tennis. Good sportsman. And Hydra again. Full frontal attack on Come and Getrix, which looks the more sluggish of the two. Hydra's doing all the aggressive work here. Come and Getrix is up on the arena sidewall. Needs to free itself. rocking and rolling using the axe, but I don't think they can get off there. Hydra on the attack. I don't think they're causing great damage, to be honest, Hydra, with its sledgehammer weapon. The main problem for Commangatrix, they can't get themselves down. And the ref bot will take an anxious look at this, because if they're stranded there too long, they will be counted out. Look at them trying to inch their way down, back onto the arena floor. Can they do it? It's gone very quiet. Well, they can do it, but at the loss of weaponry. They've broken their own weaponry off, Commangatrix. Part of the axe mechanism has come off. The pit release has been activated. And Hydra, with Dennis and Andrew at the controls, Dennis is controlling the weapons, by the way, have been very effective, and they have driven Commangatrix almost into submission. The axe is still working, but not the lifting beam. We saw that broken off. Hydra side by side, Sergeant Bash is in there. They were knocked out in the first round heats of Robot Wars, the 5th Wars, Hydra. And they've come back much the stronger for their experience. Commangatrix, to give credit where it's due, is still in there fighting, and they're not out of it yet. If they can drag Hydra now towards the pit, they could turn this around. They can't. Very edgy, very tense. The judges are licking their lips, I can tell you, and making notes frantically, but still at the top of your picture. Commangatrix, I think you have one hope. I think you have to shove Hydra down into the pit. Look at this. What a great tug of war.
Cease.
Whoa. Good old tussle, that. Ooh, close. That was tough. You're right, it was. Which way will they go? I go for Hydra. We'll wait and see. Let's have a look at it again. Hydra side by side. Got the flip. Commangatrix in trouble. Righted itself, so good stylish marks. Hydra persistent, aggressive all the way. Once again, that's where poor driving by Commangatrix got them in trouble. They lost the weaponry as well. It has to be Hydra for me.
The judges are still making up their minds, Andrew. Who do you think won?
Us.
You think you did it?
Yeah.
Nothing wrong with a bit of confidence. What about you, Bradley?
I think we've lost and they've won.
All right, the judges are just coming through. They've made the decision, and Bradley, you're right. They've gone for Hydra. Well done. Where did it all go wrong for you? I mean, I've seen your rope perform better than that.
Floor was a bit slippery. We couldn't really get, lay down the old tread.
But what about the fight, though? It didn't really happen for you. I mean, they just seemed much more aggressive.
I thought we were going to do it when we got the axe stuck in them. I thought if we could drive them in the pit, but it just didn't happen.
All right, I'll see you again. Ladies and gentlemen, let's hear it. Commangatrix! Hey! It's not wrong with a bit of confidence, is there? No. Tell you what, you were flipping them over on a right regular basis, weren't you?
Yeah, what we were hoping to do is get up close behind them straight away and lay into the bottom of them with the hammer. But their flip, they were self-righting quite quickly, so we weren't able to do that.
When they were on the wall, trying to get off, why didn't you come and flip them out the arena?
I was going to say, we did make a tactical error there. We thought, afterwards we should have just drove straight in and oiked them out. But next time, if there is a next time to anyone else, we won't be so kind. We shall just get in there and out.
There is going to be a next time, and that next time's going to be Dominator 2.
Yeah, well...
How do you feel about that? And this is another battle of the axes.
It's going to be quite tricky. If we can flip them over and push them into either one of the house robots or over the side, we're in with a chance.
What about you, Andrew? Looking forward to fighting Dominator 2?
Yeah, a bit scared because they're seeded.
Ooh, could be brown trousers time. Ladies and gentlemen, let's hear it. Hydra!
Good old tussle that, but Commangatrix are out, and Hydra are through to the heat final, where they will meet the number 6 seeds, Dominator 2.
Now, just before you go into battle with Hydra, you're all nice and relaxed now.
Yeah, we're calm now.
And we talked after the last fight, not much damage, you thought.
No, well, it was a bit of a surprise. When we took the shell off, when Mauler came across the ring and hit us, bit like being hit by a Land Rover at 40 mile an hour. We found that the polycarb base was actually split clean in half.
Just from that impact?
Just from that one impact, yeah.
So you had quite a lot of work to do in the end?
A lot of plating, yes, unfortunately.
Now, what about Hydra? Is that like being hit by a Land Rover, do you think?
No.
Or worse?
No, Hydra will be all right.
What are your tactics?
Really get round the side of them and tip them on their side. We've got a good flipping mechanism, so that's the right phrase for it.
Yeah.
So get them over, push them into the wall.
And then get the underbelly, or then get them over the side?
Whatever we can.
Whichever one you can. And who's doing the driving?
Andrew drives.
How are you feeling?
Nervous.
It's getting serious now, isn't it?
Yeah.
Did you think you'd get this far?
No, probably not.
So, up in the crow's nest, what do we think about Dominator 2 against Hydra? Matt Irvin's joined me from the judges panel, a man who's been busy with Dominator 2 tonight. When you make those decisions, and sometimes they're controversial, go for style, damage, control and aggression, but is there one overriding factor for you?
Well, damage is really the overriding, but sometimes you've got a robot that can't be damaged. Dominator 2 is one of those robots, actually. It's got very, very tough skin, very difficult to see has it been damaged or not. So you go to the next one, which is aggression. And then you can actually see it, is the robot actually getting in there? Is it holding back and sort of saying, I don't really want to fight, is it getting in there? So really, I suppose that aggression in some ways can be more important than damage sometimes.
And this is one of the most powerful axes around, isn't it, Dominator 2?
It's a very frightening looking axe, I have to say, although I also have to say that sometimes it doesn't really hit sometimes, so it's a lot of noise, a bit of show, no go.
Hydra, lightly armoured, can flip.
Yeah, Hydra's quite manoeuvrable, because it's a newer robot. It was in Series 5, so it's a little bit of an unknown. We've only ever seen it the once there. It really could go either way on this.
OK, well, you have to be impartial. You can't give a tip. I can, and I'm going to be very bullish. I'm going Dominator 2 and easy.
Well, we've seen some amazing battles tonight, but it looks like the best is yet to come. Fasten your seatbelts. This is the heat final!
Hydra.
Go on, Hydra. Prove me wrong, Dennis and Andrew.
Dominator 2.
Will the seeds go through? Dominator 2.
Roboteers, stand by.
In the arena for the house robots, to kill a lot. Look at those pincers. And shunt to bulldoze and chop.
3, 2, 1. Activate.
I think Hydra has to get Dominator 2 into a CPZ, lifted up and let the house robots play. Dominator 2's mighty axe comes down, but as Matt was saying, it has a poor hit-and-miss ratio. Hydra have overturned Dominator 2, exposing that polycarb base, which we heard split in the last fight. Dominator 2 self-righting very, very quickly. And mean and moody with the axe, gunning for revenge. That was a great attack, though, by Hydra. I've been impressed with 13-year-old Andrew and Dennis. They've combined very, very well as a team. And they could spring a mighty surprise here. Dominator 2 looked cagey, didn't it? Don't hit the arena floor, there's no point, Dominator boys. Again, Hydra split them up! Dominator 2, can they self-right? Yes, they can, and very quickly and very stylishly too. Down comes the Dominator 2 axe. So it's grappled Hydra, but what are they going to do now? Because it certainly, for me, fought shy of pulling Smidsy into a pit in the previous battle. And again, it's let Hydra go. The judges will mark against there. Dominator 2's axe blows. There it sticks. Hydra away. Back for another attack. Dominator 2. Great rhythm with the axe, but what damage is it causing the Hydra team? Is it superficial, or are they puncturing and getting through to the very heart of the matter? The Dominator 2 team there, Chris Paul Elliott. Hydra on the arena side walls. Needs to get away, and I'll tell you something, Hydra all of a sudden does look a little battle-weary. Trying once again to get the pneumatic flipper in underneath Dominator 2. But there is a spring in the step of Dominator 2 now, or is that just my imagination? And they are puncturing Hydra. Look at the holes in Hydra, that must be causing damage. And Hydra is a wearied bot out there at this moment in time. Once again, the Dominator 2 team, we've seen them very experienced. Through to the series semi-final in Robot Wars, the 5th Wars and the 4th Wars. Good robots have beaten them in the past. It's taken a good robot, like Hypnodisc, like Pussycat. And Hydra up against it now. You just sort of sensed that it had turned when Hydra came out of that attack moments ago and looked sluggish for the first time in this entire heat. It is slowed. I would say that control response has been diminished. The weaponry looks less effective. Dominator 2 are well on top now. There is a gleam in their eyes. They know it. Hydra, can we get a grip? I don't think so. It's down to its last breath. Hydra, it's a kill a lot of weight. Well, what a good attempt by Hydra, but Dominator 2 has it for me. Splendid heat final.
What a fantastic battle. It's going to have to go to the judges while they're making up their minds. Let's see the highlights.
Craig, it'll be interesting to see where it turned, because Hydra here turned Dominator 2 over, exposing the suspect underbelly. Another good attack. They were on top at this stage, no doubt. But I think it was this systematic axing that caused the damage. And from now on, it was Dominator 2 for me. But what do I know?
The judges have made the decision based on style, control, damage, and aggression. And they've gone for Dominator 2! You disappointed?
Bit, yeah.
What was your plan? How did you think you were going to defeat them?
The idea was to get round the side, flip them over, which I think we did once or twice in the early stages. We'd try and get them into one of the corners and hope one of the house robots would come and assist, or if we could get them against the side of the arena, try and flip them out. But I think Andrew, real good drive, you know.
Yeah, you drove really well.
We'll be back.
Yeah.
You going to come back next year?
Yeah.
Bigger and better? Stronger? That's what we like on Robot Wars. Let's hear it for Hydra! You're the 6th seed.
We are.
And you're justifying it, really, at the moment, aren't you?
We're doing our best to, yeah. Want to do it justice.
Were you worried about coming up against Hydra, or do you think you had them beaten up?
No, we were actually quite worried. It's quite a tough robot, and they've got a lot of pushing power.
In the early stages, they actually flipped.
Yeah.
Flipped and flipped, you know?
Yeah, there's a little bit of, what's the word, panic, shall we say, going on? Yeah.
What about the series semis? I mean, who would you rather not fight, and who would you like to come up against?
Oh, I'd love to have a crack at Razor.
Would you really?
Yeah.
They're the world champions. They're the UK champions. They're seeded #1, and you reckon you can have them?
We'll have a go.
All right, come on, Razor. Come and have a go if you think you're hard enough. Let's hear it for Dominator 2! You don't need spots or boils or sores, and you can't wear an anorak on Robot Wars. Bye-bye.
Coming next time, the return of the #4 seed's Hypnodisc, once the most destructive weapon there was. Can anything stop it in Heat 11 of Robot Wars, the 6th Wars?